Marcus Colston, very talented team. But the problem with that is when you look at that talent compared to the talent they have, I think it's not coming nowhere close. You got two Pro Bowl running backs on the roster. You have a receiver that's a Pro Bowler. You also have your offensive line is pretty solid. It's the same way like it was back then. The attitude is there. You got a Pro Bowl quarterback who's playing at the end, to me, probably his better season at the MVP level than he was back then. Also, on the defensive side of the ball, they're younger and they're funner to me compared. Now, I just find that defense was more hungrier than what this defense is now. But younger and funner, I just think they just don't compare too well. And I think this team's going to be a lot better off for the future, for the long, long run. So I like where New Orleans is at. I just think now we got to go out and execute and see if we can win these games, man. Win these games, go to the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl, get our second Super Bowl. I'm not trying to overlook. I know that year when they did go 13-3 that year, I knew for a fact we was going to win the Super Bowl. Like, in my heart, like, oh, yeah, it's just made for us to win. But even last year when we started, because I wasn't looking for last year for us to be that far depth. I thought it was going to probably be this year. And we made on that 8-game winning streak. Then playoffs started to buzz, like, wow, we really about to make the playoffs. And then from there, we won the division. Like, wow, I didn't expect us to do that. And then, like, my expectation grew every week when we got closer to the playoffs. Like, we can really win the Super Bowl. And we get to, and, like, even, I couldn't believe it. Like, almost like God took me back down a level when they did miss the tackle. And they could have went on to the next round to play the Philadelphia Eagles. And they didn't. Like, okay, like, you woke me up, God. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I was dreaming the whole time. But I think that they learned a lot. I think this still going to be a good team. They're still one of the best teams in the NFL. I think this team about to grow. And I think this week going to be the next step. Like I said earlier, they are 1-0 in the playoffs race right now. Because that was the playoff game they played last week in Baltimore. Now they got to go on the road again and play another team that got their number. So let's go see how that's going to add Eli Apple, who's going to be asked to come. I mean, think about it. I think really and truly it's a good move because it's going to be hard to cover them two guys. That's their offense. That's their offense for sure. What you have in Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs. So, I mean, it's going to be hard to cover them two guys. But I like their chances for sure. So it all depends on what New Orleans is going to bring out on the field on Sunday afternoon. So I like that. I know we're going to talk more about that coming up soon, real soon. So, I mean, we in a good spot right now. Real good spot. We're blessed right now to be in the spot that we in. Because easily, somebody say the Saints has been lucky. And I think sometimes, whether it's in this league, you do need to be lucky sometimes. Sometimes you have to be lucky. Better be skillful than lucky. You know what I mean? All right, Thursday night football. It will be the Houston Texans and the Miami Dolphins, two AFC teams who both 4-3. Once upon a time that the Miami Dolphins was the leader of the AFC East. Now you look at the Houston Texans as the leader of the AFC South. What to really expect in this game? I really do expect a better game than what people will give it. I mean, especially with Houston, who do have something on the line. I think this might be the best matchup so far, besides the Minnesota and Ram game that they had on Thursday night. So this really might be a really decent game to watch, guys. I know basketball is back. I know LeBron James on TV every other night. But this really might be a good game to watch. Don't turn this one off yet. Watch this game. I think Deshaun Watson is going to be on prime time. He's going to have a good game. I think there's a lot on the line for these teams' playoff positioning and also division-wise, especially if the Pacers can find themselves losing a few more games this year. And I think this week they play I don't know who the Patriots play this week. I'll pull that up on Friday, talk about my previews of the weekend. But I like this matchup with the Dolphins and the Houston Texans. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick it. I'm going to pick Houston since they're at home. I think they're going to win 28-24. It's going to be a shootout. It's going to be close. And I think defense is going to win them the game at the end. So that's going to be my prediction on this one. I expect Deshaun Watson maybe 2 TDs in this game. I don't think Ryan Tannehill could step up and compete with them. So it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good game. So that's who I'm gonna roll with for this week on Thursday Night Football. That's my pick, and doggone it, I'm sticking with it. Feel what I mean? On that note, guys, thank you. And look, I tried not to hold y'all too long on the midweek report. I could have talked a little bit more, but wait. Cut the music. I'm glad I said that. Cowboys. Now, Cowboys, yes. Let's talk about that right quick. So the Cowboys, they get Amari Cooper in the first round. Let's talk about Oakland right quick. Before I shut this show down. Oakland in general right now is not looking too good. Now, to me, they say John Gruden and the GM not getting along so well already. He got his scouting team. The GM got his scouting team. It's just like Jesus Christ. Like, I mean, this was going to turn into be 2 first-round talents is gone off the roster. Now, granted, there was a tweet. Let me get back to the Giants right quick. The Giants only have, I think, since the 2014 season, only have 1 first-round pick that's still on the team. That's Odell Beckham. So, Jesus. So let's look at something right quick. Let's look at this, guys. Now, the Raiders have traded Khalil Mack, who was an all-pro at 2 positions. Jesus, he looking like he's going to be Defensive Player of the Year because he got different colors on now. Then they trade away Amari Cooper. Now, my only thing about Amari Cooper is sometimes he don't show enough consistency for me. And I say that I know fantasy don't really mean much, but fantasy can expose how much who's really consistent on the Sunday to Sunday basis. It's not about if they can score 17, 20 to 25 points a game in your fantasy league. It's about looking sometimes at the numbers. Can he at least give you? Sometimes he can give you. Amari Cooper could be like a type of receiver. Give you 3 catches for 125 yards, or in the following week, give you 3 catches for 25 yards. He don't give you the same consistent numbers on a day in, day out basis. Now, I feel bad for the city of Oakland because Oakland only gonna have this team, I think, for a few more months, maybe 1 more year before they go to Las Vegas, and they ain't gonna have a chance to truly be a true winner or contender, or at least think about bringing the Super Bowl back to Oakland before they leave. It's like John Gruden has stripped this franchise, loaded it up with picks, and what they gonna do with it? I mean, they got their pick. Jesus. They got their pick, that's a pick. They got the Bears pick, that's another pick. And they got the Oakland Raiders, and they got the Cowboys pick. That's 3 first-round picks. And they probably still going to add more if they can. So this is what I'm looking at like this, guys. Is it fair that the Raiders are cleaning house? I mean, if you ask me, you might as well get rid of Derek Carr. They talked about him today, and they said how he was crying after the Seahawks lost and said he feel like how he lost some of the players. So you might as well get rid of him next. I would love to see Derek Carr in Miami. Hello. I would love to see him in Miami. Hell, I know you paid a first-round pick for Josh Rosen, but what about Arizona? Or what about Denver? What if he went to Denver and had a chance to win? I think Elway going to put him around a better defense and put him around some more better talent eventually. But what if Denver made that move for Derek Carr? Make you wonder just a tad little bit, right? Or what about Jacksonville if they get Derek Carr? You might as well just go ahead and start moving people around, man. Move them around. Move the whole team around. You already took away one of the franchise receivers. Now you're going to leave the quarterback with nothing. Not a nigga. Marshawn Lynch, he's on IR till December 24th. Come on, man. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Oakland's not in a good spot. I think Dallas was crazy to take that trade that high. I know they need playmakers, but I don't know. I still gonna look at it from the standpoint that Dallas had a golden opportunity to draft Calvin Ridley, and they didn't. Once again, you sit back and like, well, damn. You know what I mean? But I'm not in that organization. We're gonna see a little bit more about them coming up, but I don't know. The trade deadline started to look like the NBA trade deadline. I expect more news on today. sometime this afternoon, maybe tomorrow on Thursday. You're not too sure. Maybe Friday. We're all before the 30th. That's what I'm waiting on. I'm gonna be honest with you on that one. I'm telling the truth. So now let's officially end it because I can keep talking about this more and more and more and more and more and more. But we're not gonna do that today, yeah. Guys, we'll be back Friday. No LSU this week, so we're gonna look at a lot of matchups in college football. We're gonna probably look at Georgia and Florida. That's who our key matchup gonna be coming out the SEC East. Two teams that are trying to put themselves in position to be in the SEC championship game this year. So I'm gonna be interested to see that coming up. Also, talk about the Saints and the Vikes. That will be important. Might preview a little bit of the Pelicans and Brooklyn Nets. Yes, we're gonna talk a little bit about that. So on that note, y'all enjoy y'all beautiful Wednesday afternoon wherever y'all at. Stay blessed, stay cool, cause coming into the weekend it's gonna be a little cool this weekend. Love y'all, love you guys, and we out.